Good morning, 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 everybody. I hope everybody's day is off to a great start. I'm thankful to be in the land of the living this morning. I'm thankful to be amongst the living this morning. I'm thankful that God woke me up this morning and gave me another chance. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm GraceAmber. I come on different platforms. Whenever God gives me a word to share, I come on and I share it with you. So really quick this morning, I want to talk to you. Happy Tuesday, first of all. Really quick this morning, I want to talk to you really quick this morning from the topic of see what God has already done. See what God has already done. What am I talking about this morning? Let's jump in. So a lot of times what we will do, right, is we tend to look at what other people have and then compare it to what we have. And then when we do that, what we do is we start assessing how much we don't have. What's the problem with that? I remember was it my first video that I did? Was it my first video or podcast episode? I think I called it Comparison, a Gift and a Curse. And I'm basically going to give you that same word today, but it's reloaded. What am I talking about? We tend to use comparison the wrong way. Instead of using comparison to look at how much we have that maybe somebody else doesn't have, or instead of using comparison to look at what we used to have in comparison to what we have now, instead we use comparison to look at what other people have and then look at us and say, oh, well, we don't have it. We look at some friends we see on Facebook and they going down to Miami to get BBLs or whatever they call them things, right? And then you looking and you saying, well, I wish I could just go to Miami. Yeah, but you don't know what would happen if you went to Miami. You don't know what would happen if you went to Miami and you got one of them things. And 10 years from now, you'd be sorry the day that you ever went down there. You don't know what God is keeping you from by not allowing you to have the means to do that. You look at somebody else and you say, well, she got a husband. Why I ain't got one yet? Yeah, well, the pictures look good on Facebook and on IG, but you don't see what goes on behind closed doors. Here's one for you. You're looking and you're saying, God, I can't wait until I get in a 6-bedroom house. God, I can't wait until I get in that 7-bedroom house. God, I can't wait until I get in the house that has the gated community, the pool, all these nice amenities, all these other things. You're looking at that and you're saying, God, I can't wait till I get that. Yeah. But how about this? 2 years ago, you were homeless and God took you from homelessness to now you are renting, and you're looking at that and you're saying, I want to be a homeowner. Yeah, but look what God has already done. He took you from being homeless and now you're a renter. Look what God has already done for you. Instead of looking at what everybody else has that you don't have, instead of looking at what you would like, instead of comparing yourself to other people and their relationships and saying, why don't I have that relationship? She got a best friend. Why I don't have one? She got this. Why I don't have one? Instead of doing that, why don't you look at your life and see what God has already done? We often hear, look what the Lord has done, right? But in your case, I want to tell you today to look at what God has already done in your life. See what God has already done in your life and be grateful and thankful for that. This is what we do. God will upgrade us and take us out of this situation where at one point in time, you couldn't even afford food for your kids and you had to go get handouts from the homeless shelter to feed your kids. Now God upgraded you and now you get food stamps and you're complaining. You're not grateful for that. I wish I could go and shop at this store and not have to use my food stamp card. Are you crazy? Do you know how many people want food stamps? And you're getting food stamps and you're complaining because you want to be able to go in there and swipe a platinum credit card and shop at that grocery store to get your groceries. See what God has already done in your life and be thankful for it. God has taken you and sobered you up. Where you were out here, like you see on these videos floating around on social media, bless those people's heart. I mean, it's heartbreaking when you see the people who are strung out on the harder drugs and they're sitting there looking like zombies. They're gone mentally. They are gone. And God is taking you from that lifestyle, sobered you up, cleaned you up. Your skin look good. Your hair look good. Your nails look good. He gave you a wardrobe where you don't have to walk around looking like Raggedy Ann. He has done all these things for you, and yet somehow you can still get up in the morning and get on Facebook and look at what somebody else has and say, God, why I don't have that? Or I would love to do that. Or I would love to be able to do that. Or I would love to have those shoes. The heck with them shoes. Look at what God has already done for you. Look where he's already brought you from, and be thankful for that. Savor the moment. And sometimes I'll do the same thing. God is taking you from 0 to 50, right? And instead of you right here at 50 looking back and saying, God, boy, I remember when I didn't have no job. I remember where I had no income and over $2,500 worth of bills. I remember when I was in that abusive relationship or relationships. I remember when I was struggling to do this and do that. I remember when I was a cripple, and now I see where God has brought me from. Well, you know, when he's brought you from 0 to 50, when you get to 50, it's cool to have ambition. It's cool to strive for more, because we are supposed to evolve. We don't stop evolving and growing until we go to see God. We understand that when we go see Jesus. We understand that there's nothing wrong with aspiring for more or striving for more or setting new goals. Once you have achieved that goal, we're supposed to do that. We are going to grow with God. We'll never stay the same, right? We're always going to grow. And whatever God starts, he finishes. So if he has started a great work in your life, guess what? He's going to finish it. And guess when it's finished? When you go see Jesus. But here's what we do. We don't know how to savor where we are right now. You used to be homeless, and now you're renting, and all you can do is salivate when you see somebody who has just become a homeowner. All you can do is ride by these homes and say, God, I wish I was a homeowner. Never mind that you're in a nice, beautiful townhouse that you're renting right now. God, I wish I could have that. I wish I could have that. I wish I could have that. Well, you know what? Strive for new things, set goals, but learn to savor the moment that you're in right now. Because if God doesn't do anything else for you, he has done enough. If he doesn't upgrade you anymore, he has upgraded you enough. And one of the worst things that you can do is go to God and keep begging for more when you're not even grateful for the things that he's already done. If you have a child that you just spoil, you're always going to go do things. I remember I gave an example one time about little Annie. I got her a Switch. They were having some old silly, all they do is ask for money at the school. And they're having some old silly fundraiser and telling the kids that if they raise the top amount of money, then they can win a Nintendo Switch. So what does Annie come home and say? She comes home and she says, I can win a Switch if I raise this much money, I can win the Switch, baby. We are not going to just give money to the school. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go buy you your own Switch, okay? We're not just going to waste money and throw it and squander it away just to donate to the schools to pay taxes. And if you got it like that and you can just give to the schools, by all means, go right on ahead. But you got the lottery, you got taxes, you have all these other things, right? And so for me, as a single mother, I'm not just going to just go squander my increase, just giving to the school and just giving for something that my daughter will not even get. Let's be honest here. Well, I got her that Switch, and then she comes home next day later, she wants something else. I just got you that Switch yesterday, and you already coming back asking for more stuff. How about enjoying and being appreciative for the Switch that I just got you yesterday that so many kids don't have? This is what we do when we go to God. We ask him for something, he gives it to us, and before we can even sit there and enjoy it and savor the moment of gratitude and savor enjoying what God just gave us, here we are again with our hand out, asking our hand out and our hands like this, asking for something else. See what God has already done in your life, and not just see what he's already done in your life. Savor the moment and be grateful and thankful for what he's already done. He didn't give it to you just for you to use it and say, okay, I'm ready for something else now. No, he gave it to you for you to enjoy it. Trust me. When he gave it to you, there's some lessons attached to that. But here we are, and we bypass the lessons because we just want to get to the next level. We just want more. I don't know how you feel as a parent, but if your child keeps coming to you and saying more and more and more and more and more, and the more that you do, the more that they ask for, and they don't even appreciate and take care of what they already have, it makes you not want to do anything else. Well, God is sometimes the same way. Let's be thankful for what he's already done. See what God has already done in your life and take a moment to savor this moment in life, in your life. Take a moment to enjoy what God has already done. Let me give you a scripture and then I'm going to let you go. Psalm 66, let's go down to the 5th verse. Come and see what God has done, his awesome deeds for mankind. Come and see what God has done. See what he's already done for you. Enjoy what he's already done and what he's already given you. And I promise you that if you'll have a grateful heart, if you'll humble yourself and be thankful for what you already have, if you'll stop looking at what everybody else has and coveting what your neighbor has, if you will savor what God has already done for you, be thankful for what he's already done, see what God has already done in your life, I promise you, God will finish and give you more. He will not start a great work in your life and not finish it. The best is yet to come, but you've got to be thankful for what God has already done. Take a minute to see what God has already done in your life and be thankful for it. I love you. Happy Tuesday. I'm Grace Amber. I hope that word blessed you. I will be right back on tomorrow with another word, good Lord willing.